This week, update 1.61 Road to Glory was released. Very unexpectedly, kind of came out of nowhere. I was expecting it to be after the summer event, but regardless, what we got in this update: 4 tanks, the T-62, a top-tier Russian medium tank, the Brumba, a premium German tank, the M60A1, a top-tier American tank, and the M4A5, a misplaced American premium. We got 2 planes and 2 updated models. We got the P-47N, which I've heard is really good, although it's missing the rockets that it showed on the original dev blog. We got the Ki-100, which is clubbing at the moment. I was trying to research it, but everyone killed everyone before I could get a kill. The HE-111H6 got its model updated, which is a very much needed one. Hopefully we can get for the other HE-111s. And the Spitfire F Mark 9 got its model updated. Besides that, the vehicles for the event have been officially put into game. The KV-220, the F7F3, the Grant Mark 1, and the Focke-Wulf 189. Those are officially in the game files now. A new ability for tanks, crew replacement, which is rather cool. Besides that, there was quite a few other things changes, mainly small details. The B-17E and E late got engine injectors. The Leopard 1 hull armor and turret got changed somehow. I haven't looked into it yet. The PT-76 had a B added to its name for whatever reason. Maybe we'll get more of them. The Matilda Mark II got its armor reformed. The Oswin Coline and the half-track with an AA gun from the German line have a new HE shell that has much more filling, which will be great against planes, but most people don't use those against planes. The M48A1 has fire rate reduced 11 shots per minute to 8 shots per minute. I'll link the rest of the changes in the description. Not all of them are very noteworthy, but some of them will be nice to know. Though what's more interesting are the unofficial patch notes made by the user Mike10D. I'll link these as well. A lot of not very noteworthy changes, but overall more things that you would care about. For example, the Panzer Jagger Tiger has a hidden machine gun in its back. Hopefully they'll add that in soon. And a very cool and helpful thing, when you call out things using the T chat menu, it will say your location and altitude, but most notably at all, change that people are up in arms about is the reduction of resource points for air. RB, apparently for the longest time, about 40 months, they have been giving us 200% research for air vehicles. And in this patch, they've reduced it to 142%. Though Gaijin claims to have not changed the economy at all, a Reddit post points out that perhaps they have. It's a rather lengthy and emotional post, but it's a good read over. They have plenty of sources and evidence to back up their claims. I find this quite annoying. Personally, I think the community might understand if they reduced it. A lot of them are quite stupid and would get up in arms about the reduction of the research points. It's annoying, but they're a company after all. They have to make money. Making you grind more so you're more likely to buy is the way they do it. It's a thing that companies do. The fact that they're like trying to cover it up is very disingenuous, although we all know in like a month or two this is all going to be swept under the rug and no one's going to care. My assumption for why they reduced the research points is because 2 months ago they decreased the amount of points required to get jets, and they said that there was a test they were going to do and they were going to undo it in about 2 months. My assumption is that they felt that if they increased the research required for the jets back to their original, there would be much more major backlash. So instead they decreased the amount you gain. Although there's some holes in that theory, but hey, it's just a few thoughts I put together. Next up is the shooting range. Unfortunately, most of the questions answered this time around were rather sarcastic or very uninformative. The first question was a joke question about Italian pilots being able to switch teams in the middle of battles. It was replied with a silly answer, of course. What I thought was interesting about this question is right before they started the answering the questions, they had a whole segment about the G50 and its history. And while they do this with other planes, they went into quite a lot of depth, mentioning some other well-known Italian fighter planes. Now, I was thinking maybe they're trying to see how much interest people will have in an Italian tech tree. And the next question was about the P-51H and P-51K, two planes that definitely should be in the game. And their answer was extremely vague, being essentially soon. Like, he literally said it is possible. Well, of course it's possible. You can get any plane in the game. The next useful question was about bomb bays, and if there's ever going to implement a button that allows you to manually open the bomb bay, which would be extremely useful on things like the B-57 and the Sunderland. And the answer was that they're thinking about it. The final question was another joke question. Overall, there wasn't much information to get out of this shooting range regarding stuff coming to the game, but I would still suggest watching this one because it had a nice segment on the G50. I don't know how well researched it was, but it was kind of nice to hear about this stuff. Italy tends to get overshined by Germany. Finally, we have to roll our heads back down to the War Thunder blog that is unsure how secure of a source it is. Earlier last week, when 1.61 was released, the blog released this statement saying Navy might show on GameSpot. This year, Japan's machinery will be possible. As always, start with a premium, then a main branch. Prototypes and projects are not excluded, alas. Output frequency, major changes in planes, is published every month. Updates will not be large scale, such as 1.61. If this blog is anything to be believed, that is rather interesting. Not sure what they mean by might show up on GameSpot, although it could be Gamescome. That's just about everything I have this week. Kind of a light week, mainly because it was overshadowed by 1.61 dropping. Links will be in the description. If you got any questions, concerns, or just want to insult me, hit me up in the comments, and I will either reply or just cry in my corner. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this. If you didn't like it, hit the dislike button and let me know. And subscribe. I should be doing these every once a week. The plan is getting them on Saturday, but that never happens. So thanks for watching. Have a good day.